Hello and welcome to another little bit of Satoshi's News. Today's date is Sunday the 20th of July 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post on chain. Right, I'm just going to go through a little bit that I missed out on today's earlier show. Looks like someone's deposited 20,000 BSV on OKX after they've delisted it. What on earth is going on there? We just got to remind ourselves about how deep the Tether fraud is, which is absolutely crazy deep. Got an article here by theblock.co.uk going on about the another 40,000 BTC being moved. That's the article there. Going to talk about the market cap of money because that's looking. Look at that. That's looking like it's about to go parabolic. That is awesome. Got a post here from CSW where we'll go over. We'll just touch on the price movement since the 1st of July. Look at that. Look at that. $22 up to almost $32 in just 20 days. Jeepers. Yeah, we'll have a look at the price action on Livecoin Watch. And then I just thought I'd leave you guys with something a little bit funny, but we'll get to that at the end. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, and transactions flying free. Just wait for the Tether node, you'll surely see.
Here we go. Right, so Martin, CT Blizzard said here, BSV, since the OKX delisting date of 7/7 BSV, is up almost 30%. Also, the presumed OKX wallet, which would have no reason to add BSV since people have to remove it by a date in September, just added 20k BSV. Like, what on earth? So here it is. Look, received 20,062 BSV. Like, what on earth is going on? I would say that is shenanigans, or that could be OKX confiscating their customers' coins already. You know, John Pitt said, "Is it confirmed OKX is dropping BSV in all of their geographies, in all of their areas?" I mean, it would certainly seem so, but I wonder if they are sort of sweeping all of their customers' BSV, you know, ready to try and replenish their supplies that they stole during the delist BSV campaign in 2019, of which they were hoping to get rid of it by now and have their totalitarian one world government already underway. But that hasn't happened yet, has it? You know, they could be in trouble, but that's just speculation. Are they sweeping their customers' BSV? So now they got a stock of 20,000 to dump. But I mean, that's not really a lot when you look at the overall 24-hour trade volume. Although, like, you know, multiply that in BTC terms, it is quite a lot, but not really all that much. Certainly not if you're trying to suppress the price when the amount of volume comes on the market, and you've got like a $2 trillion market cap flooding in. That's not going to suppress the price at all. Let's talk about this. Remember how deep the Tether USDT fraud goes. Check this out. Have a listen. I can't remember the name of this guy, but he just seems to be like Donald Trump's right-hand man at the moment. Have a listen.
Bitcoin will enter a new era of acceptance and valuation.
Every time someone buys Tether, Tether buys a treasury bill, and we're financing the U.S. Treasury's debt.
And look at this. When he finances the Treasury's debt, he literally, whenever somebody puts something across their face, they're lying. Look at this.
Debt.
See, that was literally like President Nixon-esque when he pulled off the Nixon shock. He's got his hand over his mouth, and he says at the end of this, you know, which helps us live in this beautiful way, which is what a slave society, a slave debt-ridden society in debt to the central banks that create currency from nothing and perpetuate fraud on everybody. He is so in on this, and this is why he's sort of like encouraging Tether. You know, I mean, like, he's literally, how can anybody talk positively about Tether? Have a listen.
Of acceptance and valuation.
Every time someone buys Tether, Tether buys a treasury bill.
No, they don't. That's bullshit.
And we're financing the U.S. Treasury's debt.
Financing the U.S. Treasury's debt. What debt has the U.S. Treasury got? They're printing their own currency from nothing. They haven't got any debt. It's all absolute bullshit, which just makes me suspect, you know, he's one of the elite. He's in there. Yeah, absolute bullshit. Talking about debt. Where did this debt come from? There's no debt. They make it up from nothing. It's absolute fraud, total fraud. But yeah, I mean, this just goes to show you how deep the Tether fraud is. There are those at the top that have got a massive interest in seeing it continue. What they're going to do, something is going to come to a head, because you've got criminals who are literally disadvantaging everybody, and you've got those people that are just like, well, actually, I'm one of those people you're now disadvantaging. Get stuffed. Do one. This is criminal. It's not allowed. All right, let's get into this article here from the Block. The Block said, OG Bitcoin Well moves another 40,000 BTC worth $4.75 billion to new address amid speculation of forthcoming sales. A quick take, an OG Bitcoin wallet has moved another 40,192 BTC, $4.75 billion to a new address and may continue to sell, according to Look On Chain. The funds are linked to the Bitcoin whale, who recently moved a total of over 80,000 BTC after a 14-year period of dormancy. The same whale transferred 40,010 BTC to Galaxy Digital earlier this week, according to Arkham. Addresses linked to the OG Bitcoin whale that woke up after 14 years of dormancy earlier this month transferred another 40,192 BTC, $4.75 billion, to a new address earlier Thursday, according to on-chain data. The entity initially moved approximately 80,000 BTC, $9.5 billion in 10,000 BTC batches, to 8 new addresses when it woke up for the first time since 2011 on July 4th. On Tuesday, 40,010 BTC of this was then sent to 2 addresses labelled by the on-chain analytics platform Arkham as a Galaxy Digital. Some of those funds appear to have subsequently been sent to a crypto exchange OKX and other non-labelled addresses, while the rest remain at addresses Arkham identifies as belonging to Galaxy Digital. At the time, fellow analyst Look On Chain noted that the entity was likely preparing to sell the Bitcoin through Galaxy amid the foremost cryptocurrency's recent all-time high rally above 123,000. Galaxy Digital's OTC services offer clients a private alternative for trading large funds, bypassing public exchanges directly. Bitcoin is currently trading for $118,472 according to Block's BTC price page. The remaining 40,192 BTC were likely held by the OG whale after initially transferring them on Independence Day, split equally across 4 addresses starting BC1, BC1, BC1 and G1. Oh, and one GCCK. Oh, it's a genuine wallet there. Those funds were then consolidated in batches to a single new address, beginning with BC1QS. On Thursday at 1:33 AM UTC, following a couple of initial 1 BTC test transactions on Tuesday and Wednesday. While that address is yet to move the funds, any subsequent transfers to entities like Galaxy Digital could indicate that the whale may continue to sell. Look On Chain posted to X on Thursday. Who's the OG Bitcoin whale? The initial July 4th transfers sparked wild speculation around the individual or entity that owns the 80,000 BTC and the reason for the movement, with suggestions to a Bitcoin Jesus turned a Bitcoin Cash evangelist Roger Ver to CIA and Satoshi Nakamoto themselves, being behind the transfer. However, it's more likely that they are simply an early Bitcoin miner from 2011 era, when the Bitcoin block subsidy was 50 BTC compared to 3.125 BTC today, with far less competition, according to Coinbase director Conor Grogan. To put the OG whale's hoard into perspective, the total 80,000 BTC stash is significantly more than 50,000 BTC seized by the German government that it offloaded last summer, missing out on billions of dollars worth of subsequent gains. Dole. Wow. Let's talk about money. Money says here, crypto market tops $4 trillion as stablecoin bill passes. Well, I don't think it's I think it's like $3.7 trillion. For the first time ever, the crypto market has crossed $4 trillion in value. I don't think it did, but anyway. Just as the US Congress passes its first federal stablecoin bill, a historic moment for digital assets. Lawmakers act, banks take notice, markets surge. What's the biggest opportunity for stablecoins in global finance? Learn more. Did it hit $4 trillion? Anyway, it's good to see the money market cap. Look at that. Let's see what's gone in this month. So it's gone from 30 million to 36.8. Wow. 30.2 to 36.8. So 6.6. I thought, yeah, 6.6 million has gone in the month, and of that, what's that? 34.3. Oh, it's almost 37 now. 36.9. Wow, yeah. Yeah, 2.5 million gone in the week. I remember, small cap coin, but I mean, people want to use it because what you want is a dollar pegged stablecoin running on the world's most secure, most efficient, and fastest network. That's what you want. Brilliant. Right, let's check out this post from CSW. It says, there are those still clinging to the damp rafters of a sinking cathedral, chanting that artificial intelligence spells the end of work, that it is the end of creation, the death knell for the writer, the artist, the thinker. But I say no, not because I'm a sycophant for the new, not because I'm blindly enamored, not because I'm blindly enamored with the circuits and clever illusion. I say no because I've seen the truth, and I've no need to lie to myself or to others to feel safe in a world that changes. The idea that AI will destroy work is the desperate muttering of those who mistake noise for meaning, repetition for intelligence, and who never grasp what work meant in the first place. Jobs will vanish, yes, the dead jobs, the soulless ones, the filler, the garbage stacker into the garbage stacked into websites to convince advertisers someone was home. The content mills that churn out articles with titles like 10 ways to eat a banana or 5 tips to a better Tuesday will dry up, not because AI has achieved something great, because it matches the mediocrity of their authors so precisely, and there's no need to pay the human anymore. These were not jobs, they were placeholders for meaning, and now they've been replaced by something equally hollow but cheaper. This is not a tragedy, it is cleansing. Likewise, the bottom rung of the design world, the knockoffs, the generic Instagram logos, the uninspired and unoriginal will find themselves competing with a machine that can copy better than they can. That's very true. But again, this is not loss. This is the reaping of the derivatives. Real artists will not be replaced because real art cannot be conjured up by a system trained solely on what has already been done. It's not intelligence that is artificial, but only the means. The intelligence, the spark, the chaos that creates newness from within still belongs to a man with strained fingers and sleepless eyes. I use these tools. I use these tools. I use AI for drawing. I use it because it's fast, not because it's brilliant. I use it because it gets me to the starting line, and then I run from there. Occasionally, it offers something worthwhile. Often, it offers frustration, repetition, and blind mimicry. It is derivative. It cannot and will not replace the artist. It may wear a suit stitched from their past work, but it cannot imagine a thread that has never existed. There is no soul in that mimicry. There is no hunger. There is no agony. The future is not a machine writing the novel or painting the masterpiece. The future is the integration. Tools that allow us to reach further and faster. A painter will not sit with a brush alone. They just as they do not today. They will work within platforms that can extrapolate ideas, fill in imagined shadows, and capture detail that used to take hours and seconds, not because the platform knows, but because it can respond. A man will paint a sky, select a region, and watch the system offer a dozen reimaginings of the cloud and light, not to replace the choice, but to offer the chooser more. What this becomes is not a competition, it is a stratification. The thinker, the creators, the builders, those who understand the medium will use these tools as one uses a chisel or a lens. Those who never understood, who merely aped and repeated and hoped the client would notice, will vanish, and they should. A culture built on placeholder humans will discover they were not workers at all. They were delays. They were masked. The machine simply unmasked. The machine is not a genius, it is a mirror, it is a perfect echo. It tells you what you already know, what you have already said, and it does so with an uncanny speed. For those who know how to think, it is a speed boost. For those who never could, it's a cliff. Do not weep for them. They have already wept themselves dry years ago. Wept themselves dry years ago. They are the same who feared the printing press, the camera, the word processor. Each time they cried that it would ruin the world, each time the world simply changed. Right? So, very true. The idea that labour is scarce does not mean that all labour must be preserved. The ditch dug by hand is noble, but the machine that does it better does not desecrate the effort. It simply makes it obsolete. The labour that matters is the labour of thought, of imagination, of creation. That cannot be replaced. It can be mimicked badly, impressively, hypnotically, but it cannot be made real by a mechanism. For that, you still need the human. And those who fear that AI will replace their mind have already admitted that they've none. Those who see AI as a competition rather than as a tool have no understanding of either. I do not fear a hammer; I use it. I do not mourn the scythe because the harvester was invented. I build bigger fields. Let the empty rolls be erased. Let the chatterers who copied other people's headlines fade away. Let the fake artists who stole palettes and borrowed styles and produced nothing but pastiche tremble. But let the builders rise. Let the ones who see the tool, not the threat, ascend. AI is not an enemy. It is a test. It asks only one question. Are you original? CSW tells it how it is. Tells it exactly how it is. Talking about telling people how things are. The price is $31.67, up from $22.50 on the 1st of July. Now going up to almost $32. Like amazing. Yeah, so the crypto market, $3.6 trillion. Sorry, $3.8 trillion. Does it say what the all-time high was? Cryptocurrency market cap breakdown. Oh dear, oh dear. BTC 61% still. Market cap $3.8 trillion. It doesn't say what the all-time high of that particular market has been. Gregcoin just bobbing along. Oh, hasn't really done much in the last 7 days. Gone up in 30 days. So 30 days, 14%. Well, BSV has gone up 30% in the last 20 days. So winning in that one. Let's have a look at this. Where is it now? $131.62. Yeah, there's going to be lots of shenanigans coming forward in the countdown of the Kellish, well, in amongst the Kellish countdown. Right, and on that note, that's a quick 18-minute show. Check this out. Oh my God, who made this? Oh my God, there we go. Right, and on that note, we'll leave it there. So I hope you enjoyed it, and as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
2 years ago, you got SegWit, which we lied and cheated and stealed, and I was part of the lying and cheating and stealing to get SegWit, to get Lightning, which, by the way, had critical vulnerabilities and lost people's money.
The king still has one more move.
Remember, Bitcoin is BSV. Everything else is BS.